Oi boys, welcome to another video on the channel. We are back with another Rugby League World Cup review, fresh off watching Papua New Guinea take on the Cook Islands. And I'll be the first to admit, I didn't give the Cook Islands much hope heading into this one, but it was actually a fairly competitive game. What can I say here? PNG, they looked a little underwhelming in this one. Could it be a bit of fatigue from the previous week maybe? Maybe that played a factor into how undisciplined they were in this. To be fair, both teams' discipline was pretty poor, making plenty errors, both conceding 4 penalties. This is just in the first half, but the discipline for the PNGs was the missed tackles. They missed 23 in that first half. It was a little surprising just how off the mark they were. It was sort of reminiscent of Tonga versus Wales. A bit of a slow start and playing very lateral. For the Cook Islands, their forward pack, especially in that first half, they're pretty solid, effectively making meters straight through the middle of the field. But it was ultimately the offloads that was the real point of difference. Now in the second half, PNG kind of tightened things up. They simplified their attack as opposed to constantly pushing the passes. They stuck to hard running, straight up the guts, like how the Cookies are doing in the first, and they scored points on the back of them. It sort of goes to show you the style of footy that's been successful in this Rugby League World Cup, or the most effective, and it's that simplified approach. I also want to make a quick mention to the streak that was. Reece Martin's consecutive conversions ends on 41. In terms of players that stood out to me, for the Cook Islands, Brad Takairangi I thought had some really nice touches. He's still silky with the ball in hand. Their young fullback, Kyle Ito, I thought had some really nice touches and moments in the match, and Tepai Moeroa, particularly in that first half, that success they found through the middle, he was at the forefront of it. For Papua New Guinea, the players that stood out to me were kind of the same as last week actually. Kyle Leibat I thought had a really good game. If you want to talk about influence and differences between the two sides, it's their halves in particular that was the real difference. The Cook Islanders really lacking not having certified halves, and it really showed because they had plenty of good ball too and couldn't put anything together. But yeah, back to PNG. I thought Jacob Ehrlich had a good game. Mackenzie Yeh, although he did get sent for 10, had some bloody tough carries. Wellington Albert was pretty effective. And once again, their little general out of dummy half, Edwin Aipape, was solid, particularly in defense. So yeah, fairly shaky start for the PNG Kumuls, but they eventually get it done in what essentially was a sudden death game for them. A valiant effort from the Cook Islanders, but yeah, that's how we'll wrap it up. As always, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more Rugby League related content or more content in general, be sure to sub to the channel and don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later.